It's two dudes with attitudes, a wrestling podcast with Ryan Enjoys Wrestling and MWO. And this is our first podcast of 2026. Happy New Year, Wolfpack. And it is our WWE edition. We're going to talk all things Raw, NXT, give some New Year's resolutions of what we're hoping for in the WWE, and that huge Drew McIntyre title win on SmackDown. Ryan, are you pumped for 2026? Is this the year of the WWE? I know it's the year of the horse. I believe. Is it the horse?
I think so. Yeah.
It is the horse, right? But it's also the year of WWE? Question mark?
I think so. I think WWE so far in 2026, we've had, 2 episodes of Raw, a couple episodes of SmackDown. They've really done a great job. They brought in a bunch of free agents, Matt Cardona being one of them. They called up Trick Williams. They called up several NXT folks. Oba's coming. Javon Evans is on the main roster. So I do think 2026 is going to be a bounce back year for WWE. 2025 was a rough year, and I really hope that they learn something from it and they put their best foot forward going for 2026.
Triple H doesn't learn nothing. When you're perfect, you ain't got to learn shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready? Let's get this episode started. Let's go.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all Lee. The two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
And as we said, we're a little delayed. We had some technical difficulties yesterday. So SmackDown has already aired if you're in any other country other than the United States. So we are going to briefly, I haven't watched it yet. I only watched the beginning. So we're going to talk about last SmackDown with Drew winning his opening promo, and then we're going to go into everything else, and we'll see if we cover the rest next week. So apologize. I'm going to try to, do the best I can with spoilers out there. But you ready for some SmackDown fun? Because it was great way to start off the year, man.
It really was.
Go.
Yeah.
Let's go. So obviously, you all know we had Drew versus Cody Rhodes and a 3 stages of hell's match, where it was a regular match, a no holds barred, and a steel cage match. And I had predicted a long time ago that Drew had to win. You can't keep having this brother get title shots and lose them. He'll get stale. And I was right. I was ridiculed. I was made fun of. Even Ryan said I was stupid. Everybody was coming at me saying there's no chance Drew was going to win, but the man won. And it was a great time. I thought the first match, Drew won. Second match, obviously Cody won. Imagine how funny it would have been if Drew would have won the second match. And they're like, oh, shoot, I guess we didn't need this steel cage. We brought it all the way out here in Europe for no reason. And then Drew ended up winning the last one in the steel cage with the help of one Jacob Fatu, who actually, Ryan, was trying to beat up Drew McIntyre, and stupid superhero Cody decided to put his business where it doesn't belong. And him and Jacob started brawling, and Drew snuck out the front door. Best part about it was that he opens up tonight. He got the Scottish bagpipes. They were a piping for his way. He got cheered out the building. They were booing Cody Rhodes. He cut a phenomenal promo, and even said that since Cody's an American, he doesn't know how to read, which is true for like 50% of us, if you get what I'm saying. And with that said, the contract stated that Cody could not get an immediate rematch. He has to start from the beginning, and out came Randy Orton. Who doesn't want Randy versus Drew McIntyre at Rumble or just in the future? And then Jacob Fatu came out, attacked Drew McIntyre. And I think the best thing about all of this is, where does Jacob lie? He went after Cody. He's going after Drew. Is Jacob next? Will Jacob win the Rumble? Is Randy next? Is Cody going to win the... I love it how now we have a new fresh blood, a new world champion, and now the whole world just opens up. And it just, Cody being gone for 10 seconds, it already feels better in the WWE. And that's not a knock on Cody. It's just, it feels, and Drew's promo, man, this is why I've been saying he has been the MVP of the WWE for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Ryan, what did you think about the match, and what did you think about the follow through?
I thought everything about the match was great. I do think they should have done it the other way around, with the steel cage being first and then the falls count anywhere and then end it with a regular match, just so, you could technically end it in 2 if you wanted to, and you still get the cage match and the extreme. Nobody cares about the regular match.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm over the hooded figure in a hoodie coming out, and
I thought it was Theory again,
unzipping himself, and it's either Becky Lynch, it's Solo Sikoa, or it's Jacob Fatu. Or it's Austin Theory. So we've seen that enough, but everything else, I thought it was beautifully done. I like the ambiguity that they left in the story, because we forgot who attacked Jacob Fatu. Or we're supposed to think it was Drew McIntyre because he went after Drew first. But he also was a little bit more vicious towards Cody Rhodes. Way more vicious towards Cody Rhodes than he was to Drew. So did Jacob think that Cody attacked him, and that's why he did what he did to him? Was Cody upset because Jacob fought? Why did Cody attack Jacob he was beating up Drew? Why didn't Cody just go out the cage and be like, okay, you guys fight amongst yourselves. I'll go out the cage. But why did Cody have to get involved with that? So I loved everything about the match. I thought it was great. And I'm happy that Drew is champion. And I even made a TikTok video saying that I want Drew to have a long, prosperous reign. And I think this promo on SmackDown just proves that he deserves one. That promo that he cut with the bagpipes, and he opened it up by saying, I prayed for this and it happened. That was great. He was the baby face, and then he quickly turned heel by saying, to all you people, I just want to say screw you. It was just fantastic stuff. Everything about it was great. And I think he deserves to have a long, long run. We forget how important Drew McIntyre has been to the WWE, not just the last 2 years, but during the pandemic. This guy won a title, eliminated Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble 2020 in one of the largest pops ever. The same Rumble that Edge came back, one of the loudest pops ever. And then he wins the title in front of no people, no crowd, no fans.
COVID happened right after that match. Yeah, basically.
Carried the title, carried the WWE through the pandemic era. I know everyone likes to give Roman Reigns and the Bloodline credit for the pandemic stuff, and all that happened. Yeah. Drew was champion. Drew was kind of the face of the company during that time, because Roman was gone. Roman didn't wrestle during WrestleMania, COVID. He came back at SummerSlam, so Drew was the one carrying the company. And so for him to have his moment in front of fans, very well deserved. And I want him to go into WrestleMania as champion. And I'd make the argument that he deserves to come out of WrestleMania as champion and have I'm not saying he needs to have a year-long reign. I'm tired of those things, but 5-6 months for Drew, I think he's owed that at the very least.
Yeah, I agree with that. And if you want Cody and Roman, it doesn't have to be for a title. You want Cody and Roman 3, let it just be for bragging rights, or even Cody versus Randy, or whatever we're going to go.
Yeah, that doesn't need to be for the title.
No. Yeah, but I liked all this, and I like where Drew's headed. I like the match. I like where it's going with Jacob and Randy being in the mix, and amongst other people, because don't forget, Trick Williams that past SmackDown went after Randy. So there's so many options right now. And then obviously we have a qualifying matches that happen on SmackDown. I didn't want to talk about it because people already know the results. I don't know them yet, but there's qualifying matches too, to have a little 4-way to decide who faces Drew at the Rumble. So there's so many options possible. This is what I like. This is what we need to do. Stop with the same Drew Cody.
It's unpredictable for the first time in a long time.
Yeah. So it's nice. All right, let's get into some Monday Night Raw, baby. Because me and Ryan, we like it raw. Let's start off with the Judgment Day. For one, is my boy Dirty Dom injured? Is this what's going on? Is he injured? He has 2 belts and he's injured. He's just like how long? I haven't heard.
He's got a shoulder injury that I don't think he needs surgery on it. So he's just taking some time off to heal. I don't think he's on the European tour. I think he hurt it at a AAA event, is my understanding. So he still has both belts.
Yeah, well, what he deserves. He can have whatever he wants. He's still got Liv Morgan too. But nonetheless, he's gone, and Judgment Day feels a little flat. Well, on this Judgment Day, the females shined. We had Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez become the #1 contenders for the tag team championships. And we had Raquel Rodriguez beat the snot out of Stephanie Vaquer once again for who is the women's world champion. And it looks like all Judgment Day females will be getting title shots. They rubbed it in Finn Balor's face saying, "Where's your title shot, bruh?" And we can talk about that next. But what say you? Is this, obviously it went from kind of Dom and Liv maybe becoming baby faces leaving. Now it looks like Finn, which we'll talk about later, is going to become baby faces. But do you think the females, the all Judgment Day females, are going to be all champions? Are we going to have Rhea and it's Rhea and Io? Are they the champions, right?
Yeah, Rhea and Io.
Yeah. Rhea. So are they going to lose it already? And how do you feel about Rhea versus Liv? Like, I feel like Rhea could never leave the damn Judgment Day. And does Raquel Rodriguez have a chance? She looks pretty vicious. She's getting a good little heat pop. She looks good. Can the Judgment Day females all have championships in the next few weeks? Yay, nay, nah, or is this all just filler for the breakup?
There's part of me that thinks it's a little bit of both. That yes, I think all the women can have championships, and then it is also filler for the breakup, because I think what's going to happen is I think you're right. Liv's going to have a championship. Raquel's going to have a championship. And then Roxanne Perez is going to have one half of the women's tag team championships. Mm-hmm. Then you have Dirty Dom having the IC title and the AAA World Championship. And then you still have Finn Bálor, who is now going for the World Heavyweight Championship, but he might be titleless. And they're going to realize that Finn's the one that's holding them down. Finn's been holding them back, or maybe he gets jealous and he attacks Dom, or somebody's going to turn. But I think this is what's going to prompt the breakup, is the fact that they're all champions and Finn isn't, and Finn is the weak link of the Judgment Day.
And let's get into that. So that's the other topic we're going to talk about. Finn Balor, CM Punk. CM Punk came out, cut a good promo, basically said, open challenge, who wants it, come and get it. Finn Balor answered the challenge and came out, so that's what he was saying. He comes out and basically, and CM Punk said, I called you out 3 weeks ago and you were nowhere to be seen. Finn's here to be seen now. They're going to wrestle next week in Europe in the last, I think, taping for Monday Night Raw out there. They're going at it. What say you? This is it. So is this the Finn Balor basically stated, I'm a loser. I've been losing basically, right? I ain't winning. Is this the Finn Balor loser tour? Is he going to lose again? And then that's why he wants to turn? Or is he going to lose again and then the Judgment Day turn? But the Judgment Day to turn on him, they have to win, right? They can't all just lose their title matches and then be like, Finn, you're out, right? So that's what makes me think, if that's because Finn's not beating Punk, right? I mean, that's not happening, correct? I mean, I know we got the Drew on the tour and he won. Is that possible? I mean, I don't see that happening, but I see this being a great time for Finn, because I truly think when he loses, he can become babyface, get the push he deserves, and be a champion, hopefully sooner rather than later, because he does deserve that. He only had the belt for one day in the WWE, but then the females have to win, right, Ryan? Or no? They can't all lose. That doesn't make sense to...
I don't think Finn's winning. There's no chance. He has a Vince McMahon chance in hell. No chance whatsoever of beating CM Punk. I think if Punk was going to lose that title, it was going to be to Braun Breaker, and they didn't do that. So there's no way they're going to put it on Finn Balor with no build whatsoever. I think they could do it that way, where Finn loses and then he goes babyface and everyone else in Judgment Day wins, and he eventually becomes the odd man out of the group and they turn on him, which I think I would prefer more so than him turning on everyone else. But I could also see a scenario where he wins, or he doesn't win, he loses, and he realizes like everything's crumbling around me, so he inadvertently or maybe even intentionally costs Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez the women's tag team titles, and then he intentionally cost Raquel Rodriguez the women's championship against Brie Bella. I think he, or not Bella, but what's her name? Stephanie Vaquer.
Stephanie Vaquer,
yeah. So I think
Nikki Bella won. Yeah,
I think so. I see that scenario happen, that he turns on them, and if he can't have gold, they can't have gold either.
Yeah,
I think that's what's so either way, I do think this is prompting the breakup.
Yeah, I think this is building to that too. Yeah, but we can't just have everyone in Judgment Day lose their title opportunities. Then it just doesn't.
Yeah, Dom will keep his belts.
Losers. Well, yeah, he ain't. Yeah, Dom 2 belt, baby. All right. Well, we had another thing happen And that is one Braun Breaker. He was suspended indefinitely. Adam Pearce don't mess around, homie. And you put your hands on Adam Pearce, you about to get suspended. Now, here's my thing. A lot of people are speculating that he's not going to be suspended, right? He's going to come back next week, or Paul Heyman's going to finagle some things. I think he should be suspended. I think this is fantastic. Braun's not ready for the title shot, in my opinion. He's not ready to be the champion. He's ready for title shots, but not to be the champion. He's not going to jump back in it now. You want him to be built up as a monster, because eventually we're going to get him and Seth whenever Seth returns. So you want kind of that build. How else to do it? Have him be suspended, pop up on Raw once a week, spear somebody, beat him up, and run out, and constantly build himself as this monster to build the anticipation until he finally returns and Adam Pearce has to cave in. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of where we're going to go with all of this. What say you? Did you like the Braun Breaker suspension? What did you dig about this? And now we need time for the others to shine, right? The other members of the Vision, and give them something.
Yeah. I like this, but I also hated it, because I feel like Triple H gets stuck in telling the same story over and over. And if there's anything he knows how to do, it's put a faction together. He knows how to break up a faction, and he knows how to get somebody indefinitely suspended. Because we just saw this a few months ago with our current WWE Undisputed Champion, Drew McIntyre, when Nick Aldis suspended him from SmackDown. And then he Paul Heyman was able to finagle a deal to get him to go to Raw. He got to be a part of the Vision for Survivor Series and War Games, and all was right in the world. And so I could see the same scenario where Paul Heyman comes to SmackDown, cuts a deal, and Braun Breaker terrorizes SmackDown for a little while, and maybe causes some fresh feuds there for some people. But I also like the idea of, like you said, him just coming out randomly from the crowd and just attacking somebody completely, spearing like Tozawa, and then spearing spearing
not Tozawa.
whoever you can think of, just somebody random. Pete Dunne, he spears him, and then he just gets taken out through the crowd, and then but do that every single week. Even do it at Saturday night's main event. Then do it at the Royal Rumble. Imagine there's a scenario where there's 4 people standing in the Rumble, and Braun Breaker comes out of the crowd. He's not even in the Rumble, and he just spears all 4 of them either out of the ring or just takes them all out, and security's having to escort him out. I think it would be great. And then whoever he eliminates from the Rumble, that's his WrestleMania opponent, like a Cody Rhodes or a Randy Orton. And then that's the WrestleMania opponent. And I think it's beautiful. I think this is a great way to build a star in Braun Breaker. Not that he hasn't been built right already, but it's a way to kind of catapult him without putting him in the title picture.
Can we talk really quick about the spear? Can we just ban it? Get I'm so over. How come when you're a wrestler who uses the spear, that's the only move you can use? You understand they can do other moves, right? They do the spear so damn much. Braun, Jey Uso, Edge, Goldberg, whoever. It's just Roman. I'm over it, man. I don't even Jimmy now does it all. I'm just so, oh my God, the spear, it doesn't even look devastating anymore. Even when he hits it going really fast, I'm yawn. The spear is such an outdated, pointless move now. Everyone uses it. No one gets finished from it. I'm so the super kick. They took that from Shawn Michaels and ruined it. Shawn Michaels had probably the greatest finisher of all time. And the Young Bucks, the Usos, all these, they just ruined it. They ruined the move. And I feel like the spear now too. Super kicks and spears, ban them forever from pro wrestling. Whoever's in charge of pro wrestling, all pro God himself, Vince McMahon, ban it forever, my friends. I'm done with it.
I say, get it out of it. Stop it as a finisher, because the thing is, Braun Breaker will come out and he'll spear somebody going 25 miles an hour or whatever the clock says, 23 or whatever. And, it looks vicious. It looks like it hurts. And that person is taken out on a stretcher. But then in an actual match, he'll do the same exact spear, and everybody kicks out at 2. It's why does it work when it's not in a match to the point where they're being taken out on a stretcher? They're hurt. We'll never see them again. Their Ricochet is being written off WWE television because of Braun Breaker. But in a wrestling match, you kick out at 1, you kick out at 2, you get up immediately, you hit a GTS, and you pin Braun Breaker. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't at all. It's stupid. And
It's not
it
a
was kind
finisher
of like,
anymore.
no, and it was like that Claymore move in the first match against Drew and Cody, that Drew hit Claymores all over the cage, all over the no holds barred. Cody was kicking at him like nothing. But in the first match, he kicked him in the ding ding and then Claymore him. Unstoppable. You can't get out of one of those because your ding ding is so hurt you can't focus on getting your shoulder up because it's just so.
Hey,
I love
it does
how
hurt getting kicked in the nuts.
Okay, you could still lift the shoulder. I don't know how your ding ding knocks you out. You're like, duh.
Yeah, no, that's true.
That's true. So stupid. They don't even correlate. But anyway, all right. Last thing, I'm going to let you talk about this one. The controversy heard around the world. I made a TikTok about it and even got in a fight with somebody about it on Instagram. People are so worked up. Gunther beats AJ Styles, but Gunther tapped out first. I want you to talk about it, and then I'll respond. What did you think about this? Let's hear it.
I don't care. Like, I don't understand why everyone's so outraged at this. I thought it was great. Gunther tapped out. It showed that he has weaknesses. Jey Uso made him tap out at WrestleMania. You know, it just shows that he still won the match. He still looked dominant in winning the match. He still looked fantastic, and he still's the best heel in WWE. He was getting booed in his home country, so it makes sense that that he had to win that match. And you're trying to keep him built, but you also made AJ look strong. You made AJ look strong against the man that made John Cena tap. I don't understand why everyone is losing their shit about this, because eventually maybe it is AJ that beats Gunther, or maybe it's somebody else, but AJ just gave them the blueprint on how to do it, because he showed that, okay, if I just put this move in for a half a second longer, it'll make Gunther tap. Or if I can keep the referee awake, I can beat Gunther. And I think it built Gunther up as this like final boss. It built AJ Styles up. I thought it was great. I don't understand all the hoopla and the hullabaloo around it.
Yeah, either do I. And I thought it made him look smart. You can be a monster and intelligent, and I think it made AJ look stupid. He's a vet. This dude doesn't understand that you don't let go of the hold until the ref tells you. Yeah. Gunther was not in any danger. He was sick of it. He was like, can I get out of this? Well, here you go. I'm going to tap on his ass where no one can see it, let it go, and then I'm going to beat the pummels out of him and finish him. It was pure genius. I don't know how anybody was upset about this or how this wasn't like a devastating loss. And they're going to wrestle again, Ryan. And guess what? He's going to tap him out, and it's going to be over, and then we're going to forget about it. I think the problem is that everybody in the world has a voice now. And 98% of content creators in pro wrestling are straight trash. Trust me, they were all at the TNA event. They're all trash. Yeah. Every single one of them. They all just post things just to get clicks. No one posts to have an opinion. No one posts for a real view. No one, they just want to complain, because if you complain, then people will either hate you or love you, right? They're either going to agree, but you're going to get the response. And that's the problem. That's why you and I don't blow up, because that's not who we are. And that's how it works. And so it's just people wanting to bitch the bitch. This has not hurt him at all. This is just pro wrestling 101, and this is how heels do it. Monster heels cheat too. Heels cheat. They're dirty. The end.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. And I loved it. I thought it was brilliant, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It was great. And he's a heel. Like, he's being a heel. There's nothing wrong with being, and he still looked dominant in the match. And, you know, whoever does beat Gunther, they're going to be built to be a bigger star. And Gunther's being, you know, on this trajectory of becoming a huge star that's bigger than any championship in WWE. Everything about this was fine. I have no problem with it.
I agree. I fully agree. All right, let's get into some NXT, baby. I actually thought SmackDown, Raw, and NXT were all good, to be honest. But NXT, let's talk about it. They opened up the show with the elephant in the room, the elephant literally being Obafemi. If you didn't know, on the NXT before this, Obafemi beat Leon Slater in a match, and then he went to do something, but they cut to the back, and when they cut back over, he was gone, and the belt was just in the ring. And I guess they decided that showing Obafemi relinquishing his title wasn't important. It was more important just to see the NXT belt in the ring. But Oba is no longer champ, and Ava opens up NXT, announcing that there is going to be qualifying matches coming up next week, I think, to begin, for a 6-way ladder match for the championships. I think Ricky Sainz is already in it. I don't think he has to qualify. So 5 others. What say you? Do you like this approach? Would you have rather had Oba lose to somebody to do it the right way? Was this like is Oba going to SmackDown as well with Trick, or is he going to Raw? Where is he? He's going to
I don't think they
SmackDown, right? No, I thought he had a promo on one of them. Didn't he have a promo video on SmackDown?
He had one on both.
Vignette?
So I think
so who knows? Okay,
yeah, I don't think we know yet.
So why that's what I'm confused, because he just beat Ricky Sainz for the title like a week ago, and then he relinquishes. Like, why not continue? So what say? Do you like this? You hate it? Are you excited? And then and the ladder. I mean, ladder matches are always good. You can't hate on a ladder match. I mean, it's going to be an exciting match, and who pulls it down. But that's also not like the ladder match is like the cheapest way to win a title, right? Other than a cash in, but cash ins are at least fun, so it's okay. Like a ladder match, you win it, you're not really like I feel like to be the champ, like a dominant performance, victory is the way to go. But who am I? I'm not a professional, writer of professional wrestling. But what say you? What did you think about this and the way they opened it up with everybody? And
yeah, I didn't like the way that Obafemi dropped the title. I feel like that was a missed opportunity, because he competed against Javon Evans and beat Javon Evans, who then went to Raw now. Then he competed against Leon Slater. He beat Leon Slater just to relinquish the championship after he beats Leon Slater. And he also beat Ricky Sainz. And I feel like they did this. They put I don't think they ever should have put the belt on him again. They should have never had him beat. Knowing what we know now, if we knew this then, I wouldn't have put the title back on Obafemi when he came back. I feel like they only did that because, well, we want him versus Cody Rhodes at Saturday night's main event for John Cena's last match. And what a way to showcase our champion by putting him against the world champion. And in that case, then I think that's the only reason why they did that, was to take it off of Ricky Sainz, even though I think that would have been a better match, and put it on Oba. So we get Oba versus Cody, and then we take it off of Oba immediately and we call him up to the main roster. And I don't know. I don't like it when able-bodied champions. I didn't like it when Asuka dropped the title. I don't like it. I didn't like when Obafemi. I didn't like the way he relinquished the championship. And then, like you said, a 6-man ladder match. I mean, there's 2 people that have to win this. It's either Ricky Sainz again or Tony D'Angelo. You've been teasing Tony D for the last 3,
which we'll talk about.
3 weeks, 3 months now. Like, we got to pull the trigger with him. Like, he was staring down Obafemi. He came back and stared down Obafemi. We were all excited that he was back, and then he was feuding with Ethan Page, and then he relinquishes the championship, and then you see Tony D staring at the title in the audience. It's Tony D's time. Let's put the belt on Tony D.
I agree. And speaking of that, Tony D showed up later on this night, and we had a match between Joe Hendry. Hopefully he doesn't appear in my house. And one Dion Lennox, who's growing on me. Dude's pretty good in the dark state. And Tony D came out and attacked both men and then rolled Joe Hendry on Dion Lennox for some reason. And then he beat up the security and kind of stood tall. So it looks like Tony D is going to get involved in some way. His beard looks ferocious. I love it. That beard is just it's not as good as mine, but it's bigger. I love it. And it's got to be. It can't be Ricky Sainz again. You didn't just have him take it off him. If Dion Lennox gets put into this match, who's going to be in this match? There's so many. Like, we're going to have Miles Bourne, Dion Lennox, Tony D, Ricky Sainz. That's 4. Who else? Maybe Joe Hendry. That's 5. Yeah. And then who will be the 6? Maybe an up and comer. Maybe someone from Evolve or something. All these people I don't know. By the way, By the way,
Josh Briggs.
Can I ask you a question? How do you have a developmental program for a developmental program? Explain to me.
I don't know. I don't get it.
How can you have a This is like, are we just doing baseball now? We have like AAA, AA, single A. Like, what the fudge are we doing?
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
And Evolve's, I don't even know. Where do I watch Evolve? Like on Twitter?
It's on Tubi, I think, is the channel it's on. But
it is not. Stop.
It is on Tubi.
So WWE is on 75 channels.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's on there.
To watch
And-
WWE,
and don't forget
own
about
75 channels.
And then not only that, but there's a reality show coming on that breaks kayfabe about everything going on behind the scenes in WWE with
Yeah, but that's Netflix at least, right?
which is unreal. But also there's another reality show called LFG where they go behind the scenes of stuff for people to get a contract to go to
A&E.
Evolve. Yeah. They go to Evolve. They don't even get. Then they have to compete for a shout out to get on NXT. It's like, what are we doing here?
Dude, and I'm a hardcore fan. I can't watch all that. I don't have time for all this shit. We just added in TNA, and now I'm like, oh man, my week just got busier. But yeah, with that said, Tony D, did you like this ending? Do you like Tony D coming out, and is he a good guy? Is that why he rolled Joe Hendry over?
That's what I don't.
What was that all about? Why not just beat them both up and then just DQ and it just ends the match?
Like,
why do a?
I like what they're doing with Tony D, but I also don't like what they're doing with Tony D because what's his character? Ever since he came back, we really haven't heard much from him. He hasn't really
he hasn't talked.
He hasn't talked. So like, is he still? Does he still have the family? Is he still the mob boss? Is he still?
He doesn't look like it.
Is he on his own? Like, what is he a good guy? Is he a heel? What is his character? Like, I love what they're doing. His presentation looks fantastic.
He looks good. Yeah.
I want to hear what he has to say because there's a character there. I want to know what the character is.
Yeah, I fully agree. And that's the thing. And if he's the world heavyweight champion, is he going to finally talk? Does he talk before this ladder match? Like, I don't know. It's just kind of, he looks like a Russian. Right, he looks like with the big old like babushka jacket and the beard. Like, what's his nationality? He wasn't Italian beforehand, right? He was just a fake mobster. He wasn't Tony D'Angelo. I don't know his real name, but
it'd be funny if he does go from that to Russian,
like Rusev.
Yeah,
it's like Rusev, Tony D.
Like when
crush you.
Like the opposite of what Kofi Kingston did when he dropped the Jamaican accent. He's just going to add a Russian accent out of the blue.
You know what? To this day, that's one of the greatest things because it was so random, so out of the blue. It was just everybody in the ring. DX is in there, and then Kofi gets asked a question and just starts talking in a normal American accent. And Shawn Michaels like, wait, hold on. Weren't you just Jamaican? Like one of the great what stuff. A way to just get rid of a character. Like,
have you heard
get rid of him, bring him back? Nah.
Have you heard Obafemi without the accent?
Okay, so I posted a thing about Oba. It got like 100,000 views, or it blew up for some reason. And it was Oba better than Braun Breaker. I think he'll have a better career. And somebody wrote in my comments that he doesn't talk like with like the Wakanda Nigerian accent. And he got attacked. People are like, yes, he is. He's from Africa. He's like this and that. That's his real accent. But you're saying it's not.
I've seen a YouTube video where he talks like an American. And I'll see if I can find it. But
is that pretend? Is that like Tom Holland who has like the perfect like American accent, even though he's like British? Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. I
wondered, but
that's what I don't know if he was like making fun of Americans, but yeah, like it was spot on. It was a great American impression.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he's not from the great country of Wakanda, so he's not like who. And yes, that is his gimmick. I'm not being that's his gimmick. But anyway, we'll keep going. But but I'm excited for Tony D. I'm excited for a new champion. I don't like the way they did it, like you said. I always think relinquishing belts is the dumbest thing you could do. I don't care if it's a developmental program or not. Pass the belt on, and why even have him win it? Do you think, Ryan, really quick, because we got to move on, do you think he just they just all of a sudden just needed him? They were like, oh shit, we need him to move on, and now we need to did Triple H just say, sorry, Sean, give him to me? And Sean's like, well, I just put the belt on him. And he's like, I don't care. Do you think this was just like a split decision? Like maybe they thought, because even when Oba beat Ricky Sainz, I complained about it. You did. I said, what's the point? Oba needs to, I literally, you can quote me on this podcast, I'm pretty sure. And even on TikTok, I think I said, that was stupid. He needs to go to the big show. There was no point for him to win the title. And he only had it for 3 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't have it long at all.
Really weird. Really weird. I don't know. Just ending on top, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
All right. Well, let's get into it. That was our week in review. We appreciate you all for listening to that, enjoying it. It was a good week at WWE. We look forward to next week with the SmackDown that's recorded tonight, Raw, and more. NXT goodness building to the 18th Saturday night's main event of 2026. I'm very excited for that one. And now it is time, as we said, for our segment, our New Year's resolutions. We're going to give 2 things each of what we are hoping what we'll bring to the WWE this year in 2026. I wish we can go back to last year and rewatch it. I wonder what we said and if we were right or not. We got to figure out how to do that kind of stuff. We need to be a bigger podcast where we know these things, where we can say last year, this is what we said. Was it true or not true? I might have the same one, to be honest with you, but we'll see. But
yeah, I can go back and pull up the archives and see.
Maybe next week we'll talk about that and see if anybody truly is a fan and remembers. Put it in the comments. But Ryan, you always get to go first. What's your first New Year's resolution?
All right, so my New Year's resolution for WWE in 2026 is, whatever you do, Triple H, do not screw up Obafemi or Trick Williams. Do not mess them up. Like you have money printed already with these guys. Mm-hmm. You have new stars on your hands right now, right in front of you with these guys. Do not screw it up. Do not. We don't need to have Obafemi versus Gunther at Backlash after WrestleMania, and Gunther needs to get the win. We don't need Trick Williams versus Brock Lesnar at some random PLE to get ready for Brock's last match at SummerSlam, and it's a warm-up match for Brock, and he gets squashed. Mm-hmm. We don't need that. We build these 2 guys up on the side and let them be dominant. And now let's use this time to build a star. Right now, WWE, like, we just lost John Cena in 2025. We're going to lose AJ Styles in 2026 from retiring. We don't know how much longer we have CM Punk. Cody Rhodes has talked about how this last contract with WWE is going to be his last in wrestling. Maybe he returns to AEW. I don't know, but who knows how much longer we have with Roman Reigns? Who knows how much longer with Brock? Yeah, everyone. So use this opportunity. You have 2 stars at your disposal right now that you could build a company around. I'm not talking about just, a face of Raw or a face of SmackDown. I'm talking about like flagship carriers of the company, mm-hmm. Obafemi and Trick Williams. Let them cook, do their thing, and do not screw them up.
Yeah, well said. I love it. Yeah. I'm gonna make mine pretty easy. Are you ready?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I said this last year. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. My New Year's resolution, Triple H, Dirty Dom needs to be the world champion in 2026.
I think you did have that one last year.
I'm pretty sure. I'm going to keep saying it and tell you. I'm going to talk it into the man deserves it. And I'm not the only one who says it. ESPN says it. Sports Illustrated says it. Bleacher Report says it. He was the Pro Wrestler Male of the Year, my man. Not on Sports Illustrated, but on everywhere else. He is the man. He is the guy. He is Dirty Dom. He's the greatest heel we've had in this modern era. He's like Ravishing Rick Rude and Honky Tonk Man and Eddie Guerrero all into one. He's getting better and better. He needs to retire Ray at Mania. He needs to win the damn world champion. Why not have him beat Drew McIntyre? Go over to SmackDown. I mean, why not have him beat CM Punk? Old ass man CM Punk. Why not? These are people he should be able to beat. He beat John Cena for the IC championship. The last man to beat John Cena in a PLE, I might add. He deserves it. He is that dude. So that is my New Year's resolution. Dirty Dom needs to be the WWE World Champion. SmackDown, Raw, I don't give a shit. Should give him the Women's Championship. I don't care. He needs the World Championship.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, man. I think, again, we need new stars. We need people to build the company around when we lose the star powers that we have. And Dominic Mysterio is another one that you can build the company around. He not only has he been a fantastic heel, but he's had his moments where he's gotten the pop of the night. He's gotten the reaction. Like at WrestleMania when he won the Intercontinental title, he ran back out there to soak in that babyface reaction that he was getting. And I don't think that was in the script. I think it was more like, I'm going to take advantage of this moment. So he's just fantastic with everything he does. So yeah, I completely agree. He needs to win the world title.
Yes. Hopefully I don't have to say it again for 2027, Triple H. All right, Ryan, what's your last New Year's resolution? What do you got?
I know I'm going to sound like a hypocrite with this because I said I wanted Drew to have a long, prosperous WWE championship reign. but I also want shorter title reigns in WWE, not especially at the world title stage. I feel like the US title changes hands all the time and the Intercontinental title changes hands all the time, but the world titles have to stay on their person for at least a year. It's like written in stone. And WWE surprised me when they took the belt off of Cody on the first Raw or SmackDown of 2026. And I hope
didn't surprise me.
I hope they keep that going. But but at the same time, I don't want them to play hot potato with it, and I don't want them, booking things for shock value. So, if you're gonna have Drew win the title on SmackDown, let him hold it for a couple of months, and then let him drop it to Trick Williams, then have him drop it to Obafemi, then have him drop it to, just let's not have the Cody Rhodes factor where he's got to be champion from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. And then from WrestleMania to WrestleMania, we got to have a world champion. Then WrestleMania to WrestleMania, we have to have a world champion. Like we need shorter world title reigns, just to really help, bring prestige back to the belt, but also just make things interesting.
Yeah, I fully agree. I've always said world championship reign should only be 4 to 6 months. No more, no less. They should just have a good little run, have them build it for a quarter or a half a year, and then that's it. And then they can lose it. I don't think we need to hold it for 12 months. We don't need to hold it for 2 months. So that's always been my opinion. I agree with you fully. All right, I'm kind of on the same page here. This is my last resolution. This is a WrestleMania resolution for Triple H. You're in Vegas. You got 2 nights. You are comfortable with Vegas, knowing that everyone's going to tune in and show up, right, Triple H? So I want this year, I do not want to see Cody Rhodes. I do not want to see Brock Lesnar. I don't want to see Roman Reigns. I don't want to maybe even see CM Punk main event. Well, I'll take CM Punk, but I don't want Cody, Brock, or Roman main eventing WrestleMania. I want 4 fresh faces in the main event. I want Drew versus Fatu. I want Braun versus Seth. I want I want Dom versus I want some fresh faces in the main. If you want to help build the future, this is your time. You already have Drew with the title. You got Punk with the title on the other hand. I want new, fresh faces in this thing. Punk, I'm okay with because he's never main evented WrestleMania. So give him his time this year. That's fine. But why not have him against Dom? What happens if Dom wins the Royal Rumble? Why not him versus Sami Zayn? Like, why not something fun? Let's do it. Let's have some fun with it. And let's have Brock, Russell, whoever opening one night. Let's have Cody versus Roman opening the other night. Let's do something like that. You know what I mean? This is what I want to see at WrestleMania. I'm so sick of seeing the same old. You can have the big stars in the matches, bring in the viewers, but let's have the younger stars main event. And I don't want them being in the world title match and then it go first because it's not. No. I'm not talking about just world titles. I'm talking about I don't want Cody, Brock, or Roman at all closing the show. Either night. I want the nights closed by these young stars and they need to be the title matches. That's what I want as my New Year's resolution, Triple H. Do it. You got to pull it somehow. So you wanted it to happen to you. Now it's time for you to give it to these other wrestlers.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. I just don't think Triple H is going to do it. Unfortunately, I do, because mainly the reason why I say that is because of those WrestleMania commercials that they were showing, and everyone you said was in those commercials: Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes,
poker, yes,
CM Punk. They're all, and then the same thing with like Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky is in the women's, Charlotte Flair's in the women's one. But yeah, everyone in the men's side was everyone that you mentioned, and I feel like they did that by design. There was a reason behind the why as to they did that, and unfortunately, I think that means they're probably going to main event something. But I agree. I think this should be the year we build new stars, build people up on the side, make things unpredictable, make things exciting. You know, it doesn't have to. It's Cody was groomed to be Roman from the beginning, but if you had built LA Knight and Jey Uso and Carmelo Hayes and Montez Ford and Trick Williams, like at the time, who knows who could have dethroned Roman? But because you didn't, it was Cody. It was only Cody that could do it. Yeah. Imagine now, like, just let's spice things up.
I agree. All right, that's our New Year's resolutions for WWE this year, 2026. Let us know in the comments what you think, if you agree, if you disagree, or if you have some new resolutions that you're hoping for. Because I had a bunch. We're only doing 2 each.
Yeah,
Let us know
I had
what
a
you
bunch
think and
too.
what you got. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Our favorite segment of the week, our weekly segment where we do our least valuable and most valuable dude and dudette of this week of pro wrestling. Doesn't mean we hate or love you. It just means you were the worst or best booked for this week. Who is your LVD of the week, Ryan? This was hard for me.
Yeah, this one was really hard too, but I'm going to go with the man who lost the WWE Championship last week on SmackDown, and I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes. And the reason why I'm going to go Cody Rhodes because of the stupid factor, like the way he lost the belt. I loved it. I thought it was great, but he could have. Why didn't he take advantage of the situation when Jacob Fatu was attacking Drew McIntyre? Why didn't he sneak out of the cage and, he stupidly attacked Jacob Fatu? Why was he mad that Jacob Fatu was attacking Drew McIntyre? Why did he get involved in that? Like that I thought that made him look like a punk. And I don't know. I didn't like the way that he was presented in this match. And then he dropped the title and again, it opened up a whole new, door of stories that they can tell and all kinds of stuff. So it was great on that regard. But in terms of the actual booking, I thought it made him kind of look a little idiotic. So I'm going to give it to Cody for that reason.
All right, Cody Rhodes. That's good. That's good. And he was a loser anyway because he lost his title. So, who loses the championship?
First one of 2026 too.
Yeah, right. All right. I'm going to go with something a little bit different. I'm going to go with Austin Theory. And here's why.
It's a good pick.
This man was the masked man. Everybody was wondering who he is. Who is the masked man? And he finally appears 2 weeks after we were trying to wonder who he was. Only 2 weeks. And he demasked and became Austin Theory. And what does he do? Abso-fucking-lutely nothing. He's cut no real promos. He's had no singles matches. And now he is in a tag team with Bronson Reed. And yes, I know. A tag team with Bronson Reed isn't a bad thing. That came out of nowhere on Raw as well. They were just all of a sudden a tag team and had a name. Like, what are we doing here? He's in a tag team now. Like, what happened to him being a spy for Seth Rollins? What happened to him being
to Bronson Reed?
What 100%? Like, what in the world? So you're telling me we're supposed to be building this guy up and making him this new big guy, and he cost people matches and title matches, and now he's in a tag team? Womp womp, dude. I don't know whose coffee Austin Theory shit in multiple times, but this is pretty sad, in my opinion. Just saying.
Yeah, I would like to change my answer and say the same thing.
And he lost Austin Theory. Yeah. And he didn't even win his tag team match. They wrestled 2 jobbers and didn't even win. They got Braun Breaker had to come out and just Dragon Lee and whoever. They had to come out and just get to Ray Phoenix. They had to disqualify themselves for it or whatever.
Yeah, so I don't understand. This guy costs the baby.
I want to change my answer.
I'm changing it to Austin Theory because
you're allowed to do that. Yeah,
I completely forgot about Austin Theory. Like that just goes to show you how memorable he is.
Thank you. He was on the card. He was on Raw. Yeah.
I didn't even he wasn't even on my radar. And that's sad because he cost the baby faces the match at War Games, and nobody seems to give a shit. He's attacked CM Punk on multiple occasions, and nobody cares. Like he's CM Punk's. He's over here like, hey, I got Braun Breaker, and hey,
Finn Bálor.
Finn Bálor, let's fight. And I'm a fighting champion, but like, why aren't you mad that you lost at Survivor Series to Austin Theory? Yeah, it's stupid. It's bad what they've done to Austin.
It is. All right, MVD. We got the same one. Just say who it is, and we'll.
Javon Evans.
Yeah, he had a good week. He
did. No, but it's got to be Drew McIntyre. We've sang his praises a lot on this show, and I'm going to continue to do it. This man deserves his world title run. I can't wait to see what he does with it. He had a great promo on SmackDown as well. It's Drew McIntyre, new WWE champion. Finally ended the reign of Cody Rhodes and opened a lot of great opportunities for the future with WWE and the stories they can tell. It's Drew McIntyre all day, every day, twice on Sunday.
Well said. I agree. The end. That is our week of Pro WWE this year, our first episode of 2026. Thank you all for coming back, tuning in, loving us. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, tell your mama, tell your girlfriends, tell your boyfriends, tell your dads, whoever, your besties, your sisters, your brothers, all about this podcast. If you love real pro wrestling podcast, not someone who's going to go to a TNA event and hold up a little flag and hope to get an eyeball on us and criticize you guys, that ain't us. We are here for you guys. We'll always be. We are true. As always, if you just want to catch me just by myself talking, you can see me on all social media at my_wrestling_opinion. And with me, as always, is the man with the plan. That's you, Ryan.
Ryan enjoys wrestling. Go follow me on all the social media platforms as well. And can you hear me?
Yep. Keep going.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, so Ryan enjoys wrestling. Go follow me on all the social media platforms. Go follow me. We are on TikTok at Two Dudes with Attitudes. We're on YouTube at Two Dudes with Attitudes, Instagram at Two Dudes with Attitudes Podcast, Twitch at Two Dudes _with Attitudes, and on X at Two Dudes PC. So go follow us there. And then if you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, we are in the top 10% of all listened to wrestling podcasts. We want to get into that top 5%, the top 1%. So help us get there. The way to do that is by liking, subscribing, leaving us 5-star ratings and reviews, telling everyone about this podcast and everything, and telling everyone about your favorite two dudes on the internet. And we appreciate everyone's love and support. 2026 is going to be our year. We're going to get this thing blowing up. And
You're the dudes.
I can't wait to see where this thing goes. So happy New Year, everyone, and let's get to it.
Two Dudes Wolfpack, we out.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. The 5-star broadcast shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on time to